Hi everyone. If you are looking for ways to stay healthy and take care of your well-being this festive period, then you are in luck. In this video, I'm going to share with you 7 tips or 7 things that you can do to actually stay on top of it all without going to excessive drinking or unhealthy food or anything like that. So, if you want to stay on top of your game so that it doesn't feel like so much of a slug afterwards, then stay through because I've got 7 things for you and I want to make sure you look and feel great throughout the whole period and kicking off into 2023. So let's get it started. Point 1 is probably going to be quite obvious, but let's not sit down all day. Okay, so it can be easy just to kick back and put your feet up and enjoy time watching films, sitting down for dinner, and all that. However, we can get to a sluggish state. So try and get up, even if it's just, walking around the room, having a bit of a dance, or just making sure you get out for a walk. You don't have to do anything high level. You can take a break, but try and keep the body moving, even if it's just a little bit. And great if you've got a dog or pet, make sure they get out for some exercise too. Number 2, okay, so we want to talk about the food, okay, because food is obviously a great part of Christmas. Don't know about you, but I love cooking Christmas dinner, and of course I love eating it too. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we enjoy our meals rather than getting that full bloated sort of fat cat sluggish feeling afterwards. So remember, when you're piling up your plate and you're thinking about everything and you look at everything, you're like, oh my God, I want to eat it all. Have one instead of two. You can always get a second plate full. So rather than restrict and saying I can't have something because I can't fit it on my plate, don't put so much on your plate to begin with. So have smaller portions of different things. So for example, if you're having stuffing, having one stuffing ball, not two, and things like this. Okay, so allow yourself the chance to enjoy. Just be mindful of your portion control and moderations. Okay, because you can always have seconds. Much better way to go. Enjoy what you wish and have a little bit more if you feel hungry still. The third point, get my words out. The third point is actually linked to food, and that's about our snacks, because there are always snacks, mince pies, chocolates, biscuits, nuts, all these things hanging around. And of course, it's nice to enjoy. But again, the moderation comes in. So maybe if you open the box of biscuits, really can't talk today. Then if you open the box of biscuits or something, then share them with your family, or just have one or two, take it and close the box. Okay. Allow yourself the enjoyment without restriction, but just control. Okay. So you should never feel I can't have this. Okay. Just feel I can have a little. Okay. A little bit is okay, because it's much easier to bounce back from, and your body probably will go, thank you for it. All right. So that's 1, we're going to not sit down all day. 2, we're going to manage what we put on our plates. We're not piling high, but we're going to enjoy it. 3 is obviously about those snacks. So making sure I check on my notes here, guys, to make sure I get them all for you. The 4th one is staying with the food theme, and that's obviously hydration. Okay. Now, it's much easier to enjoy a glass of wine, but put a glass of water next to it. Keep sipping that water in between, because actually you'll avoid the groggy heads in the morning and actually help yourself feel a lot better. And no forgetfulness. All right. So that goes into the next one. Okay. So while we're staying hydrated, it's also about the alcohol we take in, because a lot of us, in fact, many of us, will enjoy a glass or two of wine or beer or something. And that's okay, because, a little bit of anything is okay, right? But the recommended guidelines for this of healthy balance is 14 units a week, okay? That's a maximum of 8 units in a session, as it were, a day or an evening, right? Now, to put that into equivalent, that is about 6 pints of, write this down, 4% beer, or 4 glasses of 175 wine. So the standards, I say standard large glass, or standard glass for most places these days. But it's only 6 of those, okay? Now, we do know that you're going to drink a bit more. If you're somebody who likes to enjoy a drink, if you're drinking on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, okay? Don't suddenly feel, oh my gosh, you told me I can't drink, okay? If you're going to choose to have a drink, 1, choose to have some water with it so you're staying hydrated. But again, it's the moderation, okay? Allowing yourself to enjoy without getting completely crazy, okay? If you choose to go completely crazy, that's your choice, but it's not the healthiest option. The healthiest option is always to find balance. And that's how we enjoy a glass of wine or a beer or whichever, but without any guilt, okay? Now, what we want to do is there's two more. It's about our appreciation for the day, for the moment, and the people. Okay. So, firstly, is sort of maybe thinking before we eat. Maybe if you are somebody religious and you say grace, okay, but maybe you're not. Maybe just appreciate taking the second just before you eat your food to appreciate the food on your plate, or the roof over your heads, or the people sat around the table with you, or even just the fact you have electric to cook your food. There are so many people and so many things we have to be grateful for that actually just taking that moment on that day where we're sitting down with loved ones, we can appreciate that. Okay, so just take a moment before you eat just to express that gratitude, or just take the moment to think. Okay, it doesn't have to be anything elaborate or crazy. You could just go, yeah, this moment's really good. I'm really glad I'm here. That's it. Okay, so no craziness. The last one is about being fully present, okay? Because I don't know about you, I get together with my family, and my mum has always had this thing since I was a kid about sitting down around a table and having a Sunday dinner, okay? So she always liked us to sit down on a Sunday and eat a Sunday meal. Of course, I love a Sunday roast, but this was like, oh, Mum, do we have to? And of course, my dad wants to watch the motorsports, and you get how it goes. Okay, so it's a normal family. It's not always the perfect sit around the table. But even as an adult, the one thing she still sticks her lip out and sort of pouts at is us not being there together. So it's a case where we all sit down for dinner, but again, we also spend time together. So I've dragged them all as playing games. We play board games and things like this. So rather than us just sitting watching a film which doesn't do anything, we actually play a game around the table. So I'll give you an idea of how our day looks. So we get up really early. Well, I'm always up super early. And my dad now is pretty early too. So me and him will sit with a cup of tea, and I normally make him watch cartoons because I'm like, this is the Christmas thing. We open our stockings. We're allowed to open stockings, but we're not allowed presents until we all sat down together. Then I will start cooking when my mum gets up. So, of course, I will start preparing all the veg and everything like this. And then, of course, sort of mid-morning, we'll sit down and do our presents together. Okay. So we spend this time sort of just sitting around, switching presents, just having an hour, half hour, whatever it takes, and just doing that. Then we have our dinner. So that's normally about 12:30. My parents like to eat early. So, of course, that suits for them. So, of course, we eat early. Then, of course, we have some chill time, let the food settle, watch a bit of a film, and then in the afternoon, that's when we play games and we sort of spend some time together. Okay. And normally my dad pouts because one of us beats him. So, he likes to play the games where he wins. So I'm sure you've got your own little traditions, but there's an example. We just spend time together because sometimes these moments are precious. Okay. So this festive period, you may have a Christmas day like mine that I've just shared with you. You may have something completely different. You may be volunteering. You may be spending it with family. You may be just jumping on a video call to someone and just appreciating some time together. Whatever you do, remember, enjoy that moment. Okay? It's a beautiful time for you to rest, restore, recharge. And for those who are working, remember, a day doesn't mean that you lose Christmas. I worked on Christmas. I've been there. Okay, so we all have different routines and setups, but whatever yours is, make it work for you, maintain a little bit of balance, and of course, enjoy those little moments that you have. And then you will be ready for a fantastic start to a 2023. So if you have found this video useful, you know what to do. Drop your comments, hit the like, and of course, let me know what else you want to know before the new year starts, because we're going to kick off a fantastic and healthy 2023.